Hi everyone and welcome back to Googie's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name is Alexis and today I want to show you how to make my delicious chocolate spaghetti bolognese. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you how to make my chocolate spaghetti bolognese. Now, chocolate and spaghetti bolognese are two things I would never put together, but I tried it and we all really enjoyed it. So I added raw cacao powder to the bolognese sauce and it made the sauce really rich and creamy. I served this to my husband and son and they really enjoyed it as well. And it's a cold winter's day today in the UK. It's quite sunny, but it is very cold outside. So I thought to warm us all up, I'd make this for our dinner this evening. And while I was making it, I thought I'd share the recipe with you. So here is how to make my chocolate spaghetti bolognese. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my saucepan onto a high heat on my hob and I'm going to add oil to the base of that pan. I'm going to add enough oil to cover the base of the pan. So I'm just going to spread that as evenly as I can by tilting the saucepan. And then I'm going to put the saucepan back onto the heat and I'm going to let this heat up now. So the saucepan is getting nice and hot now. So I've peeled and sliced and diced one onion. I've got a red onion here, but you can use any type of onion you like. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fry this until it starts to soften and becomes clear and see-through, basically. So my onion has started to soften and my pan is getting a little hot, so I'm just going to turn the heat down on that. And then in this bowl here, I have I've peeled and sliced 2 garlic cloves, so I'm just going to put those in. And I'm going to fry that until they start to soften. That shouldn't take too long. So the onions took about, I'd say probably about 2 to 3 minutes to start to soften. And the garlic has already started to soften now. So I'm just going to continue frying. And in this bowl here, I have 1 courgette that I've peeled and grated, and I have 1 carrot that I've peeled and grated. The reason I peel and grate these is simply because my husband and son are slightly fussy eaters and they don't really like big chunks of vegetables, my son especially. So I peel it just to keep the peace, but if you wanted chunky vegetables in this, then you can. I do know from a television programme that I once watched that actually people in, I can't remember, like Italy and places where they traditionally make this, like in the mountains and stuff, they actually do grate the vegetables to go into the sauces that they make. So they say it makes it tastier somehow. Don't ask me how, but yes, so apparently in Italy this is a good thing to do. So if you want to grate it then that's fine, but if you want to slice it and dice it then that's okay too. So I'm just going to continue frying this until these start to soften now, which they have. And now I'm going to add my 500 grams of minced beef to the pan. And this will obviously take a little bit longer to cook. So I'm going to break this all up and then I'm going to cook it until it's gone brown now. So my minced beef has browned off now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my tomatoes. So I have 2 tins of about 400 grams of tomatoes here. So I'm just going to do 1 and 2, like so. And then to get the juice from the tin, I'm going to just put a little bit of stock in that and swirl it round a bit. And then hopefully that gets the juice out the bottom of the tin as well. That was a trick my grandmother taught me. I mentioned this in many recipes that I've done before. So yes, I'm just going to do that, like so. And then I'm going to turn the heat up and I'm going to bring that to the boil again. And while that is boiling, turn it up, not down, missus. And while that is boiling, I'm going to put in a tablespoon of tomato puree, or you could use ketchup if you wanted to. So I'm just going to add that in. And then in this bowl here, I have 1 teaspoon of raw cacao powder. Now you could use cocoa powder, I've never tried it with cocoa powder, but raw cacao powder you can get in some supermarkets now. You could get it in a health food store or you can buy it online as well. And it's basically the cocoa bean is completely raw. They haven't done anything to that apart from grind it up and make it into a powder. So it's a little bit better for the body than cocoa powder is, because cocoa powder, I think they do stuff to it before they put it in the packet. So it's slightly, I mean, it's not bad for you, but it's not as good as raw cacao powder is. So I'm just going to put that in, and then I'm going to add about a teaspoon of oregano to this as well. And I've forgotten my bay leaves, so I'm just going to pop outside and get some bay leaves now. So I've just popped outside. Thankfully we have a bay leaf tree growing in the garden, so I'm going to throw in some bay leaves, and I'm also going to add some salt and pepper in a moment, but I'm just going to turn the heat down before I do, and I'm going to go and get my salt and pepper now. So I've got some salt here, and I'm just going to add a pinch of salt and a little bit of black pepper as well. We don't like our food too peppery, but we do like a little bit. Help it to digest, like so. And this is coming to the boil beautifully now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it on the hob to simmer for probably, I'm going to turn the heat down, or I have turned it down. I'm going to leave this on the hob for probably about half an hour to 40 minutes. But you can leave it for like a good hour if you want to. And what happens when you leave it is all the meat soaks up all of the flavour from the sauce, and the juices come out in the meat as well, and it makes it really tasty. So I would recommend just leaving it on a very low heat for a good hour or so. And then you'll get a really delicious bolognese. So yes, anyway, I'm going to leave this now. So this has been on the hob for a good half an hour now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some green beans to this, and I'm going to leave this on the hob. I'm going to turn the heat back up again, and I'm going to let the green beans cook off, and I'm going to leave this on the hob again, and I'm going to go and cook some pasta, and then I'll add the pasta to the sauce. So my pasta has finished cooking, and I've taken off some of the bolognese sauce and I've put that into a Tupperware box for another occasion. It's Ted, Howard and I eating this, so I've made this as if it serves about 5 people. So I've taken off like 2.5 portions and I've put that into a box. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my pasta to the sauce, not the other way round, and then I'm just going to mix that in. And then once that's mixed in, I can serve this and we can eat it. It smells delicious, I have to say. It smells absolutely beautiful in this kitchen right now, and I'm really looking forward to my dinner as always. So that's how you make my delicious chocolate spaghetti bolognese, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. I'm off to enjoy this for my dinner now. As I mentioned earlier, it smells delicious and I'm really looking forward to it. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.